Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you are entertained, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. So, let's start with a lamb story, and then we'll go into my favorite time every 4 weeks of the year, which is our MSTY prediction, which I always get fabulously wrong, but it's nice to build a little bit of anticipation in this kind of a market and be hopeful for something. So last night, there was a group text, and the farm manager lost 2 lambs. He brought everybody in for the night, and he counted, and he was 2 lambs short. And he looked everywhere. He searched for 2 hours, couldn't find it. So we were like, I guess Hawks got them. I don't know. But then this morning, he went to go feed his outside dog, whose pen is, one side of her pen is next to the sheep. We call it the switch, but it's like a pasture. And his dog wouldn't come to him. So he went and he looked, and the 2 little lambs were inside her little shelter. So we found the lambs, and they're unharmed, and she's a good girl. So all of the lambs are accounted for. The 3 that I have are all doing very well. I had to have the farm manager come up to feed them once today because I went out to buy the dewormer for the ewes, just so that we make sure that they don't have a lot of worms and aren't absorbing the minerals they need while they are nurturing. So I did that today, and for some reason we wound up only having 1 heating lamp on the property this time. We have a second one, but they sent the wrong kind of bulb with it, so I bought bulbs today too, and some lamb pellets that help them get started on dry food. So that's probably enough lamb updates. I'm just so happy that the youngest one is now lifting her head a little bit more. She hasn't lifted all the way, but she's gonna get there, and you're not gonna be able to tell them apart pretty soon. So, MSTY estimates. I am currently 80.26% paid off, which means, if we do, $1 in March, $1 in April. Oh, and why is this not updating? Total dividends. Well, that would be because it would be, if it's 630, so it's just $1 for each share. Then April, May, June, July. So we're talking, by July, I should be basically 100% return on investment with MSTY. And that's exciting to me because I'm hoping that we get $1.30, something like that. Maybe it will be as low as $1. I don't know. I did ask Perplexity AI what the average implied volatility has been from strategy the last 30 days, and they said it's 93%. So if it's 93% and the current price is $21.45, that would actually be $1.53. Why is this all not correct? Okay. If it is based off of what's the current yield is, 120%, then it would be $1.99. And if it was just 100% yield, it would be $1.65. So I don't think that $1.50 will be too far off. Hopefully it's something like $1.30, more than $1. And the reason why I think, well, there's a few reasons why the anticipated amount will be lower, and one of them being that how MSTY is created, there are like 3 things that give us income. There are the synthetics, there are the weeklies, and then there's the treasury bills. So the synthetic, which are the weeklies, that's when the price goes up. Yield Max makes a lot of money. It's usually enough to overcome the losses with the weeklies. But on weeks where it's down and their synthetic is about to expire, then they have to actually pay money to be able to close the position, which costs the fund money, which means that we get a lower payout. So that's why anywhere between $1 and basically $2 is my prediction. So what do you think, though? Are you still excited for MSTY, or is the market downturn really making you be risk off and not wanting to do anything like this anymore? You know, I was watching SoCal Steve this morning, and he mentioned GDXY, and you should watch his video if you're interested to learn more. But I found myself, and I generally like listening to his videos. He's, more conservative because he has more money, and when you have more money, you're more conservative with your money because you want to keep your money. But I was disagreeing with, just because the market is down does not necessarily mean that your just strategy should change. And by that I mean you can buy what you want to be in when it's down and when the price is falling. That way, when the prices go back up, you've gotten in on a good cost basis. Even if this downtrend lasts for the entire 10 months to 2 years or whatever, getting into what you want for cheaper is a good option versus trying to find the hedge or an inverse and then riding it all the way up until the point where the thing that you wanted to be in the first place is expensive again, and then you start buying back in. That seems not amazing to me. So that's just my opinion, though. I'm pretty much just sticking to the original plan. I have mentioned other things, like when I'm actively managing my options, I would be more than happy to just have SPY and MSTU, and everything else kind of goes away. But I do think overall the silos that I do, I think that I like these silos. I might not always enjoy managing them on the downturn to make sure that I'm not margin called, but I think on really down days, getting into U Pro and TQQQ are probably the plays, except it's up to you whether leverage is your cup of tea, and if not, then maybe on really down days, instead of going into a cover call ETF, go into the broad market, the broad marketing index, because it's going to bounce back at some point. And if the bounce back is too sharp, then the cover call, the gain will be capped at some point. So if the market is down enough, then uncapped upside is what I want. Even though I am focusing on income because I do need a bunch of income.
Like this.
I was asked, which are my 5 favorite high-income ETFs right now. One of them's definitely XDT. And I like it because in a lot of the cases that I care about, it actually does better than VU or the S&P 500.
No.
And I do want something that is broad market index, is pretty
go this way.
stable. And if I can, if I can beat the market by being something that's on the market, then more the power to me.
What is your affinity?
I think
the stupid fence. Come on, let's go this way.
I would like triple Q and QDT more, except I am really into strategy and MicroStrategy stuff. So MicroStrategy acts like a leveraged.
She says that one looks nicer.
NASDAQ 100. I know I made an entire video about how they're correlated, but it's not causation. But if we're going to assume that strategy is going to follow the stock market just in
Mister,
more volatile
stay away
terms,
from the electric fence.
Then do I really need to be in
what is up with
the triple Qs
animals and
versus just being in the S&P 500? Because this has more like tech and stuff, so it's more volatile.
It probably hurt pretty bad, didn't
than
it?
the S&P 500, but I'm in
if you don't mind,
so much MicroStrategy stuff.
Lady
so
has better things
there's
to do.
that. Then the Russell 2000 is definitely not my favorite.
And with your bullshit.
I should get out of these. Bitcoin. I like MSTY more than I like BITO. And there's not really a lot of rhyme or reason, but I've been trying to do the dividend wheel on BITO. And once you have your cash secured puts assigned the cover call portion, that premium is really just not kind of worth it.
Are we done? Okay.
So that's why MSTY has a healthier options. And honestly, if we're talking about favorites, MSTY would be my favorite, but they're not a cover call, like a high income cover call. I'm doing my own option income strategy on that. Then I think being in something like UBot and like MagX are good for your like trash polka random stuff. I'm in a lot of like random things.
Not having a good time.
But
were you?
For me, besides strategy, I think going back to basically doing a lot of broad market indexes is going to be my move, mostly because I don't have all the time during the day because I have a day job. And
I don't even know how much we started with.
I think that basically once the momentum is done with these, that we might be back holding for a while. So anyways,
get so
yield might I think got
to tell you all apart.
Updated with the newest weekly distributions, and I will get the new ones from Roundhood, like the COIW, which they don't do cover calls, but they are like leveraged and they pay you out. So look forward to having Fridays on here too, or Thursdays, I guess. Fridays. And yeah, anyways, have a good night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.